Hey Yogis and Yogis, welcome back to Yogana. My name is Anna. Today we're going to be doing a quick and hard power flow. So go ahead and hop onto your mats, grab something comfy to wear, something cool to wear because you might build some heat, and we'll get started. Let's start today's practice in child's pose. So go ahead and bring the big toes together. The knees can be wide to get deeper into the hips, or bring the knees together to get a little bit deeper into the low back. So already tuning in, see what your body needs for this practice this evening or this morning, whatever time of day you're practicing. We'll extend the arms out nice and long, and then just go ahead and lower down the forehead to just hovering the mat, or maybe touching the mat all the way, whatever feels a little bit less tense, more comfortable. And we're just going to take a couple grounding breaths here just to start. So just noticing as you breathe in and out through the nose, notice the belly pressing towards the thighs as you inhale. And then as you exhale out the nose, notice the hips maybe sinking a little bit deeper over the heels. And then just continuing your breath a couple rounds, just really becoming aware of what your body is doing as you breathe. Maybe even lengthening the exhales just a little bit longer. Just getting rid of any nerves or any stress from the day. It's really activating the rest and digest nervous system, the parasympathetic system, before we incorporate some movement, some heat, some energy, some power. Taking 2 more rounds of breath. Good. On the next inhale, go ahead and start to bend in the elbows, bring the palms together, and then rest the wrist on top of the neck. So just behind the head, maybe inch those elbows a little bit further forward. Get deep into the triceps, the biceps. And open up the heart a little bit more. Good. On the next exhale, we're going to extend the arms again. Walk the hands over to the right side of the mat. Keep the hands side by side, or stack the left hand on top of the right. Keep sinking those hips back over the heels. Get into that left side body, that torso, and breathe. Good. Unstack the hands if you stack them. Walk them over to the left side. And then same thing here. Hands side by side, or right stacks on top of the left. Sink the hips back. And then unstack the hands, come back through center. Final variation in child's pose, we're going to thread the needle. So go ahead and keep that right hand extended and grounded. Inhale that left arm out beside you, maybe reach up towards the sky, and then exhale, thread it underneath that right arm, lower down the forehead, or even lower down that left cheek if that feels better. Feel that upper back really opening up between the shoulder blades. Press the hips back. And then inhale, unwind. Extend it forward. Switch hands here. Left hand grounds. Inhale that right arm high. And then thread it through. Same thing. Head can lower down, forehead, or if you look to the left on the other side, go ahead and look to the right on this side just to balance out the neck and the spine. on the next inhale, unwind. And then exhale, lower down. Lift the hips high, separate the toes, separate the knees if they're not already separated. And then we're just gonna get into a frog variation here. So maybe not full frog yet if you're still kind of warming up, or if you're ready for it, go for it. But those knees are gonna come out wide, those toes are gonna stay somewhat together. You'll stay up on the palms. And then maybe start to separate the toes a little bit wider. The full frog variation is if the toes kind of go a little bit further than the knees, but no need to force that. Just kind of take them as wide as it feels comfortable. You'll feel that deep stretch in the hips. Those hips are lifted up off of the heels, so they're kind of in line with the knees here. Stay up on the palms, or if it feels good, lower down to the forearms. Just take a couple breaths here. Feel that low back really releasing tension, and the inner hips opening up nice and deep. Good. We'll come out of that frog, so go ahead and press back onto the palms if you're not already there. Bring the toes together, inch the knees together, and come back into that tabletop. Good. From here, tuck the toes, lift the hips. We'll find a down dog. So keep the knees soft to start. Those hips stay lifted. And then as the knees stay soft, we're still going to press the hips high, come up onto the toes, lift the heels nice and high, press the heart back. And then lower down the heels, maybe keep the knees softened or slowly start to extend them, just not overextending them yet. Hips stay lifted, heart stays aiming back. And then we're going to tippy toe ourselves up to the front of the mat and find a forward fold just for a moment. So feet come up to meet the hands, soften the knees, and slowly ragdoll yourself up into a mountain pose, standing pose. Roll the shoulders back, palms face forward. And then just find a couple shoulder rolls here as we come into a standing posture. Switch directions of the rolls. And then find some neck circles, softening the shoulders down the spine, and just making some circles with the head. One direction. And then switching directions. Good. Coming back through center, rolling the shoulders back, inhaling the arms high, palms come to meet overhead, and then exhale, bring the palms together, bend in the elbows, and take the hands down to meet the neck. So maybe those thumbs come to touch the neck, those elbows press high, feel that tricep opening. Maybe gaze slightly goes up or just in front of you. Good, and then inhale the arms high. Exhale, sink the hips low, find chair pose. Arms come out in front of you. And then fly the arms back here. So palms are facing the ceiling here. We're just gonna pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep the hips low. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Hold. Press the palms high. And then inhale the arms high again. Keep the hips low. Exhale, fly that right arm back. Arms or shoulders come out to a T. Inhale that right arm forward. Exhale, switch sides. Left arm flies back. Bring it forward. One more time each side. Right arm goes back. Bring it forward. Last time, left arm. Good, bring it forward. And then inhale the arms high. Exhale, find forward fold. Good, here's where we're gonna hang out for a few breaths in forward fold. Usually we do that at the beginning. We're gonna do that now. So go ahead, keep the knees a little bit soft. Really relaxing the head by grabbing opposite elbows or the backs of the legs, whatever helps you really relax those shoulder blades and the neck. Shake it out, yes and no. Feel that natural opening in the backs of the knees, no forcing. Good. Final breath. And then exhale, release the backs of the legs or the elbows. We're going to inhale, find a half lift, flat back. Exhale, take a giant step back, find low lunge with that right foot. So hands are framing that left foot. We're going to just visualize that right hip dropping and pressing forward. Shoulder blades are down the spine, so maybe come up onto the tips of the fingers, or if you have a couple blocks to use as props, lifting the ground up to you. Just feeling that deep opening in the right hip flexor. Good, and then lowering down to the palms, framing that left foot, kicking that left foot back, and then lowering down, knees, chest, chin, or bent elbows, chaturanga. Hug the elbows in close. Inhale, untuck the toes, lift the heart, find cobra. Press into the palms, heart lifts, shoulders aim back. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, find down dog. Inhale, tippy toe or float up to meet your hands. And exhale as you land. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, reach the arms forward again. And then we're gonna bend in the elbows, bring those hands towards your body for 10, extend, bring it in for 9, 8, 7, 6, keep the hips low, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift as we inhale. Exhale, giant step back, low lunge on the left side. Set up for here. So to drop that left hip low, press it forward, shoulders roll back, and stay high on those fingertips to really open up in that heart. Nice deep breaths here. Good, final breath. And then lower down the palms. Kick that right foot back, find a high plank. Lower down, either knees, chest, chin again, or press those shoulders forward. Bend the elbows and lower down, hug them in close. Inhale, untuck the toes. Bottoms of the hands, tops of the feet are touching, up dog. And exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, down dog. Good, inhale, kick that right heel high. Exhale, bring it up and all the way through, high lunge. Inhale the arms high, sink the hips low. Good, and then reach it forward, find Superman. Hover that heart over the right knee. Exhale, bring in those fists to the hips. Inhale, reach it forward. Exhale, bring it in. Reach it forward. Last time, bring it in. Hold, hover the heart. Reach it forward, and then find warrior 3. Stagger step off of those left toes, kick it high behind you, reach it forward with the hands. Find cobra with the heart, and roll that left hip in, that left heel high. Good, from here we're gonna move right into dancer pose, so nice balance, nice strength. Ground through that right foot, reach back and grab onto that left foot. And then maybe stay upright here, reaching up with that right hand and down with that left knee, or start to reach it forward with the right hand, press that left foot back. Open up that left shoulder. Good, inhale, hinge at the hips, bring yourself back upright, and then release and lower down that left foot. Both arms roll open, find Tadasana. Good, inhale, circle sweep the arms high. Exhale, dive it down, forward fold. Half lift as we inhale. Exhale, lower down to forward fold, and then heel toe the feet out nice and wide to find Malasana squat. So those toes are aiming out. I'm going to drop the hips low. Either stay up on the toes or drop the heels. Maybe keep the hands lowered to ground you, or start to press the knees open as the palms come together and the shoulders stay down your spine. Good, lower down the hands, lift the hips high, heel toe the feet in, and then take a giant step back with the right foot, land on the toes. Inhale the arms high to a high lunge on the opposite side. Good, hips stay low, shoulders stay low, and then we'll inhale as we reach it forward, find Superman. Exhale, bend in the elbows, fists come to the hips. Inhale, reach it forward. Exhale, fist to the hips. Inhale, last time, reach it forward. And then bring it to the hips. Inhale, warrior three. Reach it forward, stagger step off of those right toes. And then lift that right heel high, right hip stays in. Soften to that left knee slightly. Reach it forward with the hands, or maybe fly them back this time. Challenge your balance. Cobra with the heart. If you fall out of it, no worries. Just touch down. Slowly get your way back into warrior three. Kick that right heel high. Last breath. Moving into dancer pose. Reach the arms back overhead. Left arm flies high, bend in that right knee, grab onto that right foot, and then stay upright or start to hinge and fold forward, reaching forward with that left hand, kicking back with that right foot. Good, hinging back up at the hips. We're going to step into a warrior two. So giant step back with that right foot, landing that heel 45 degrees. Arms are going to come out to a T. We're going to press the left knee open, shoulders stay over the hips. And then inhale, take it back, peaceful warrior. Keep the hips nice and low, that left knee, a really deep bend. Inhale, extended side angle, rest the elbow on that front knee. Reach it high. Inhale, right to Skandasana. We're going to bend into that right knee, drop the hips low, extend into the left leg. Palms come together, or find a little twist. Right arm grounds, right hand grounds, left arm reaches high. Inhale back into extended side angle, bend in that left knee. Elbow rests on the front knee. Reach it high with the right hand. And then inhale, warrior two. Exhale, fly the hands down to frame that left foot. Find an optional flow, keeping that left heel high. Maybe find a chaturanga, one-legged. Inhale, find up dog. Exhale, down dog. Good, coming to the other side, we'll kick that right heel high. Exhale as we bring it up and all the way through. Inhale, warrior two. Drop that left heel 45 degrees. Bend deep into that left or right knee this time. Press it open, and then inhale, take it back. Peaceful warrior. Left hand wraps behind you or drops down the back leg. Right arm reaches high, find a nice long line in that right side of the body. Inhale, extended side angle. Rest on that front knee, reach up with the left hand. And then on the next inhale, move into Skandasana. Bend into that left knee, drop the hips and extend the right leg. Same thing here, palms come together, stay there. Or lower down that left hand and reach it high with that right hand. Inhale, extended side angle, pop the hips up. Lower down that right elbow on the knee and reach it high with that left hand. And then inhale, warrior two. Exhale, frame the right foot. Optional one-legged chaturanga or just meet in a down dog. It's the direction we're moving anyway. So we'll meet with the hips pressing high, heart pressing back. Good. Inhale, kick that right heel high. Exhale, elbow comes to meet the knee. Inhale, drop it down, elevators to the wrist. Exhale, pop it up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, up. Inhale, kick it back, three-legged dog. Exhale, cross the body. Right knee comes to the left elbow. Kick it all the way through, broken triangle. Reach it up with that left hand. Press that left hip high. And then lower down that left hand, find pigeon pose. Right knee comes to the right wrist. Left knee lowers, left toes tuck. So walk the hands beside the hips, really open up in the heart. Release in that right hip. And then walk the hands back in front of you. Tuck the left toes, lift the knee, and kick that right heel high. Scorpion dog, stack the hips, bend in the knee, roll out the ankle. And then re-extend and lower down, find four-legged down dog. Pedal out the dog. And switch sides. Inhale, kick that left heel high. Exhale, bring it forward to meet that left elbow. Inhale, lower down to the wrist. Exhale, press it up. Exhale, lower. Press it up. Last time, lower. Press it up. Find three-legged dog again. Kick that left heel high. And then inhale, cross the body, meet that right elbow. Kick it all the way through to broken triangle. Reach that right arm high. Press the hips high. And then lower down that right hand. Move that left knee over to the left wrist. Drop the right leg. Untuck the toes and open up here, walking the hands beside you, rolling the heart open, shoulders roll back. Left hip releases and breathe. Good, walk the hands in front of you. Tuck the right toes, lift the knee, and then unwind, kick that left heel high, stack the hips, bend in the knee and roll out the ankle. Good. Re-extend and lower down that left foot. Find that four-legged dog. Tippy toe or float up to meet your hands. Exhale as you land. Inhale as you find a half lift. Exhale as you refold. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms high. Exhale, grab onto the left wrist, pull yourself over to the right. Open up that left side of the heart. Roll the shoulder back. Inhale, bring the arms back overhead. Exhale, grab onto the right wrist, pull yourself over to the left. Inhale, reach back overhead. Exhale, sink the hips low again. Find chair pose. Palms come together this time. And then we're gonna move into a revolved chair pose. So left elbow is gonna come to the outside of the right knee. Keep the knees in line here. That left knee wants to kind of just instinctively press forward and race forward. So keep those knees in line, press those palms deep into each other so that heart really opens up to meet the hands. Good. Inhale, unwind, reach the arms forward, and then switch sides. Palms come together, right elbow goes to the outside of the left knee. Press that right knee back and press into the palms, pressing that left palm especially into the right. Inhale, unwind, reach it forward. Exhale, lift the hips, extend in the knees, grab onto the big toes with your first 2 peace fingers. So soften the knees, especially here as we pull onto the big toes. We're going to pull the heart to meet the knees, round the shoulders in and release in the neck. Good. Go ahead and release those big toes. Find a half lift as we inhale. Find that flat back. And then exhale, come onto the toes, lift the heels, and then bend in the knees, drop the hips low, and then rock and roll onto your back. So come into a little ball, just rock a couple times, massage out the spine. Good, and then we're gonna move into a boat pose. So go ahead, next time you roll up, keep the heels lifted, those knees bent, reach the arms forward, keep the knees slightly bent or start to extend them. That heart opens up, shoulders roll back. And then we're gonna roll onto that right forearm, that right elbow, roll onto that right hip. Take the hand behind the head, and then we're gonna do some crunches here. So go ahead and start to lift the feet, lift the heart for 5, release for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, come back through center, find that boat pose, bend in the knees if need be, reach the arms forward, and then roll onto the other side. Left elbow, left forearm lowers, extend in the legs, grab onto the head with that right palm, and then same thing here, we're gonna crunch up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, come back through center again, find that boat pose. And then lower down the upper back, the full back, keep the feet lowered, or lifted, sorry. And then we're just gonna reach the arms overhead. Maybe extend the feet, find a quick waterfall pose, roll out the ankles. Good, and final core workout here. We're gonna bend in the knees again, reach the arms forward, and then lift the head, lift the heart just slightly. And then we're gonna reach that right foot forward as that right arm reaches high. And then bring it back in through center. Left foot kicks out, left arm reaches back. Good, we're gonna do that for 4 on the right side. Bring it back in, left side. Bring it back in, right side for 3. Nice and strong in the core, bring it back in. Left side extends, bring it back in. 2, right arm extends, right leg extends. Good, maybe lift the heart just a hair more. Left side extends, bring it in last time, and that right side extends. Good, feeling this shake. Those muscles are working left side. Good, bring it back in. And then lift yourself all the way up. Bring the bottoms of the feet together. Knees are gonna come out wide. Find bound angle or butterfly pose. So from here, we're gonna come to the front of the sits bones. Those glutes are gonna scoot out of the way. Nice tall spine, roll the shoulders back. Bring the heels in as close as it feels comfortable. Those knees stay heavy. And then we'll inhale as we lengthen. Exhale as we hinge at the hips and fold forward. So keeping those shoulders down the spine as much as you can, maybe grabbing onto the feet, maybe even giving the arches of your feet a little massage. Just keep those shoulders back as the heart hovers over and those hips hinge. Good, we'll inhale, bring the heart back up, shoulders roll back, close the knees together like a book. Ground through the feet, reach it forward, and make your way all the way onto the back. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Nice and slow. Good. And once you're on the back, we'll go ahead and move into a reclined figure 4 posture. So go ahead and keep that right foot planted. That left ankle is going to cross over the right knee. And then from here, we're just going to slightly press that left knee forward. Right arms maybe comes out beside you to ground you. It might not feel like too much here, so if you need a little bit more, go ahead and maybe see if it feels good to lift the right foot off of the ground, press that right knee or that right foot forward, and maybe grab onto the back of the right thigh. Keep those shoulders grounded, that left knee pressing forward, or maybe even grab onto the outside of the right knee. You'll feel that deep opening, probably the same areas of your body that you feel in pigeon pose, opening up. And that left glute. One final breath. Good. Exhale, start to release your hold, lower down that right foot if it's not already lowered, and then lower down that left foot. Heels are going to come out wider than your hips, and then we're just going to windshield wiper the knees back and forth before we come to the other side. Good. Come back through center. And same thing on the other side. Left foot stays planted, right ankle crosses over the left. Press that right knee open. And then if you don't feel it here on this side, go ahead and lift that left foot up. Grab and interlace the fingertips behind that left quad. Or grab onto the shin. Good, go ahead, release the hold, and then lower down that left foot, lower down that right knee, or that right foot, and then heel toe the feet out wide, find those windshield wipers again. And come back through center and finish off with bridge pose. We're gonna bring those heels in as close to the glutes as we can. Keep the knees bent, the feet planted, and hands are going to come out beside you as we ground into the floor beside us. We're going to press the hips high and then keep those knees in track with the hips. So those hands can stay right beside you where they are, or to get a little bit deeper into the back bend, see if it's an option to tuck the shoulders and then interlace the hands underneath the low back. So those knees are still hugged in tight to each other. Not all the way, but just kind of so that they're in track, in line with the hips. Good. If you interlace the hands and tuck the shoulders, go ahead, release without flinging. Take the arms beside you, and then roll down one vertebrae at a time. Good. Hug the knees into the chest. And then find happy baby to finish. Feet come up towards the sky, grab the outsides of the feet, pull the knees in, and then maybe a gentle rock and roll, or if it feels good to just stay still and flatten the back into the ground beneath you, then go ahead and stay there. And then if your body's calling for any other postures before that final resting pose, go ahead and take a moment, maybe pause the video, and finish off with any other final poses your body needs. Otherwise, maybe hug the knees in one final time. Take the deepest inhale you've taken all day in through the nose, and then exhale into Shavasana. So just like you're going to sleep on your back, extend the arms and legs. Let the toes fall out to the corners of the mat. The shoulders roll under the spine, palms face the ceiling. Open and close the jaw, releasing muscles in the face. Raise and lower the eyebrows. Soften the space in between. This is the most important pose of your whole practice, of your whole day. Just taking a moment for yourself to let any postures or any strengthening poses that you took just really sink into your body, absorb from this practice, or maybe any emotions surface from your day, stressors. Just taking a moment of stillness to really just become aware of what's going on in your body and just take a little breather from your day and find quietness, find stillness, and just let anything that wants to surface in your mind and your body just have a moment to surface and just validate anything that comes up like you would for a friend. Just offering a moment of time to give yourself some love. Feel grateful for showing up for yourself, for making it this far in your practice in this video, and for sharing this beautiful practice of yoga with me. Moving your bodies, feeling nice and strong. Feel free to stay here as long as you need to. Namaste. If you enjoyed this video and feel great, please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next flow.